So we have the router set up where we want it to. So now what we need to do is we need to go in here and open. We need to go. So you have your router set up. It's all situated, ready to go. Now what we need to do is you need to open your part file. So go open, or file, load part. And if you remember, we saved it on the desktop as flower. We did not. EHS Fab Lab. CRV is your file. You can see here is loading your part file. We look at it, it says EHS Fab Lab, and we're ready to go. So then you can go over here and click on your start. It'll run through, it'll ask, commands not supported. So our tool part is centered. Everything should be ready to go with the ShopBot. We're going to click on File, Load Part File. It defaults to whatever the last thing you opened. I resaved it as VCarve1, so it's going to default to open up that. I'm going to hit Open, and we should be ready to start. So I'm going to click on the Start button. It starts going through the series of coding. It asks you is tool number 1 in the spindle. We set the tool up as a 90-degree V-bit. If you look in the router right now, we have a 90-degree V-bit. If you don't have that V-bit in the spindle, you'll have to ask for help so we can swap out and get the right bit in there. So I'm going to say yes. It's going to ask me if my Z-axis is zeroed. We already did that when we put the plate underneath of the tool bit, so it knows where Z is. I'm going to say yes. You can see it's going through some more coding. And it says click OK to start the router spindle and run the part file. I'm going to click OK. The router starts up, and it's going to start cutting my pattern. So if you look at that, it didn't turn out very well. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back and set the depth on the program. So we'll show you what to do. Okay, so we're going to go back to the program here. We're going to go back to VCarve Pro. We're going to go back to the toolpath. Close that out. I want to open up that toolpath. And what happened is the wood must not have been square. And so one end's a little bit thicker than the other. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and change this. And we're going to put the start depth at -0.05. Let's go 0.5. So now it thinks that it's actually deeper than, or the wood is thicker than it is. We're going to go through and do the same thing again. We're going to calculate it. This is going to become our new toolpath. We're going to close that. We're going to save it. Save the toolpath to file. VCarve 1, I'm just going to leave the same name. Go ahead and save it. It says it already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I do. Go ahead and open up my ShopBot file where it's actually going to run the part. I'm going to reload it because I don't want to just run the same one it was before. So I'm going to reload it. Go ahead and say open. Go ahead and say start. And it will cut it. Should do a better job of cutting it for you.